to take Selesnya Enchantments into rank today. We're starting off in the 1 slot with Generous Visitor. This guy puts +1/+1 counters on other creatures. That's good because you like them on Jukai Naturalist with lifelink and Catilda with flying and lifelink. +1/+1 counters come in handy. I'll win a lot of games. Tamiyo's safekeeping because we want to protect some of our investments. Target permanent we control gains hexproof and indestructible. Sometimes we'll be protecting things like Hallowed Haunting or a Borrowed Time. We've got Spirited Companion, who will probably be replaced when we add a third color, red, and we will probably replace Spirited Companion with the red rune spell, the Rune of Haste, if that's what it is. 2 Cameo of Transience, 1 in the sideboard if once we start playing best of 3. 4 Runes of Might. We like Trample because our preferred recipients of the +1/+1 counters, Jukai and Catilda, do not have Trample. They get very big, but they don't have Trample on their own. So Rune of Might's very useful there. The +1/+1 from the Rune of Might is nice, but compared to how big the creatures become, both with the XX power of Catilda as well as Michiko's Reign of Truth, making Jukai or Catilda very large, possibly. +1/+1 is nice, but yeah, compared to that. But it lets us draw a card and we can double that with, or triple. Who knows, maybe even ×4 with Weaver of Harmonies. This guy's great because he's an enchantment, so he triggers Generous Visitor for a +1/+1 counter. He triggers Cameo Transience. He increases the count for Catilda, because her power and toughness are each equal to the number of permanents we control that are spirits and or enchantments. Very useful card. Not overpowered, that's why I like it, but very useful. Jukai Naturalist. One of the big cards you want to see in your hand when you're opening the game. It makes Borrowed Time cost 2 and Weaver of Harmony cost 1. Very useful in addition to being a preferred target for Michiko's Reign of Truth and the Rune of Might because of his lifelink. 4 Borrowed Time, because we can multiply the effect by how many Weaver of Harmonies we have on the field. Weaver of Harmony can trigger Borrowed Time to happen again. Catilda. When Catilda dies, she becomes an enchantment spell should we choose to cast it from our graveyard, which will trigger Generous Visitor, the Kami, and maybe another Catilda's power and toughness. If we have another on the battlefield, it'll trigger Hallowed Haunting as well. We have 3 of those. I might want 4. I'm not sure what I'll take out. I wonder if I should take out Cameo of Transience. I wonder, because I feel like the main way to really go off is to have as many Hallowed Haunting triggers as we can. And Cameo Transience gets big, but Hallowed Haunting not only makes creatures big, but also creates more creatures. So I feel like the power level might one up the Kami. I'm not sure though, because the Kami's great. It comes back, so it's great against red, for example. Could be great against blue. Anything that doesn't exile it from the graveyard, really. That because it comes back whenever an enchantment is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. So that if this goes into the grave, if this is enchanted with the Rune of Might, for example, and then it's killed, it goes to the graveyard. So does the Rune of Might. Boom, right there. You can get it. You're gonna get it back that turn. Not to mention if it was in the graveyard since a previous turn, any enchantment, the Rune of Might, but then Weaver of Harmony, Jukai, etc., goes into the graveyard. Boom, get your cameo transients back. And at a later turn, you'll probably have the 2 mana to play this and then start playing more enchantment spells so you can have it bigger than a 2/2 right away. Why don't we get started? You can re-roll. You can re-roll these once per day. All right. See, I'm not sure if I should keep this or not until I get more rare wild cards and put them into a mana base with more dual lands. I'm going to have a lot of games like this where it may be decided for or against me based on the colors I do or don't have. In this case, that I don't have, because unless I draw plains, you can take a look here. I'm not going to play anything, and I should have mulliganed. But I get these hands a lot, so I see it. It's just going to be the same thing. This is very good against us because we have a lot of low-cost cards in our deck. So to make us exile until we've exiled cards with total mana value 20 or more, that's a lot of cards when the average is somewhere in between 2 and 3. Forest. Okay, it looks like we probably want a plains. Plains would give us access to Catilda. We'd like to get her on the battlefield now because we don't have haste, so we're going to be attacking with her in 2 turns if we get plains. And we did not. So we could bump that up to there. Now I should not have done that, as a matter of fact. Looks like I should have played the Spirited Companion first. Hoped for a plains. If only to get a Michiko's Reign of Truth going so that it becomes a creature sooner, and then we can keep the other one for a more lethal dose of damage. We'll swing for 1 because I don't see a reason not to. Let's see. Highland? Okay, resolves. Go ahead. Oh, very nice. Another source of white. That's what we wanted to see because we can not only play Catilda, but we have a Tamiyo safekeeping, so we can keep our investments safe. We like to see that. Of course, we see a lot of blue and red mana open, so we know that they can kill things, so we have to be careful what we play because we know that they're going to do things to us. So our choices are we can play a Michiko's Reign of Truth and get that going, and maybe force his hand to kill one of the Spirited Companions, or we could play Catilda now. We don't have another one. If they had milled it into our graveyard, we'd see it alongside our hands that we can play. So I think we're going to play a Michiko's Reign of Truth, and we're going to see what the opponent does. We want them to kill a Spirited Companion instead of killing our Catilda, because Catilda gets big, very big. Michiko's Reign of Truth will temporarily make these Spirited Companions decently annoying. There you go. Return it to our hand. Great. Okay. That's great because we get to draw a card from that. They get to scry a card. We get to draw a card. That's okay. I mean, I don't get the damage. I'll take it. We'll attack for 1, and then we will play the Spirited Companion. Definitely want to draw a card. We like that. End the turn with Tamiyo's Safekeeping ready to go. Always like to have a green mana open. Copy that spell. Alright, well. The top 20 card. Oh boy. Well, I mean, that's probably it. Yeah, okay, that's it. Good game. I'll just write good game. Yep, there you go. Beautiful. Wow, good game. Yep. Good game. Boom. Very nice. Man, he copied a spell that makes us exile 20 cards. Good game, opponent. Very nice. After already making us exile cards until we exiled a total mana value of 20, at least. Very nice. Very nice. I would like to see a planeswalker for this deck, some sort of planeswalker support. Something that gives me benefits based on the number of enchantments I have, maybe for a minus spell. With the minus ability, whereas a plus ability. Man, I don't even know. Maybe it would help me draw cards. I need some card draw support. I know that there's runes, but I don't know. I feel like the version of the deck I run might be a little underpowered compared to the Runeforged Champion and Jukai Naturalist combo with all the runes. Network Disruptor taps my land. We are going to start with the Cameo Transients. We would like to make that big. I like seeing Network Disruptor out. Cheesy Jesus so far is showing. Okay, so we're thinking dimir rogues. Okay, what are we going to play here? I'm thinking we're going to play Weaver of Harmony, because if we do that, we can tap 2 planes for the Spirited Companion, and then double the draw ability with the 1 forest. We're going to attack for 3. Hopefully we can play that draw ability, get some nice cards. opponent destroys the cameo transients. Now let's see if they can take it out of our library. Or, excuse me, our graveyard. We are going to play Spirited Companion. We're going to double the draw. Definitely want to get as many cards as we can. Our opponent choosing whether or not to play some sort of, or maybe lag. Okay, we've got Hallowed Haunting. Our opponent has 1 mana, so I'm feeling like it's safe to play.
I could sneak right by, but I'm itching to fight. There's no secret I can't uncover.
Now we can play Iganjo on the unblockable token. It's not hexproof, it's just unblockable, so we could keep Iganjo. I don't see any reason not to. So I think we play Hallowed Haunting and just attack with what we have. Okay. Still counting down, okay, but I played it. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep Iganjo in our hand. Yeah, I guess I'll just end the turn. I was just debating playing Iganjo because if I play Iganjo now and then next turn draw a land, that would give me 6 lands. And with everything costs 2 in my hand, so that would enable me to play 3 things instead of playing 2 things. So that was my debate, was whether or not to limit myself to 2 plays next turn as opposed to a potential. I like that card. I like the cards. Our opponent destroyed an enchantment. That means that we're going to get our cameo transients back if they don't get it out of the graveyard.
Now, what do we
Doesn't
have
look like
here?
they will here. Yep, we will take that action. A land. Okay, so that would have given us access to 3 plays. Let's see, we have this 1 play. And I'll play a Weaver of Harmony. You know, I don't really, if he wants to trade that, yeah, I don't think he wants to trade that. I'll attack. I'll just attack there. Yeah, I didn't think
you're good, but I'm
that
better.
card seems a little
Our
bit more
eyes
valuable
are everywhere.
than my card that's essentially vanilla now that it's on the battlefield. I plan on I think we're going to play Spirited Companion. Or maybe we'll play Rune of Might on the Spirit Cleric. And then see what happens. So we'll probably play 2 spells to bring it up to a... Okay. Cameo Transients sent back to our hand. I think we're gonna play Iganjo. Yeah, okay, we'll have... You know, we'll play Rune of Might first, because if we can draw another land, we can keep Egonjo in our hand. So let's play Cameo Transients first. Let's double Hallowed Haunting. No, let's double the draw. Oh, I hit. Okay. He could block that. Although he would lose his Lord, so I'm not convinced he wants to do that. This can't block, or this can't be blocked. Yeah, I think he'll block it. I don't want to do that right now. Because I will have a lot to swing with next turn, and these are quite,
Now this is a juicy secret.
that'll be quite good. Because he can hit me in the air for 4 to bring me down to 5. I can't block that, so that brings me down to 3. But I can block that. I can block that. So that can't be blocked, but I absolutely can block that. And I will. So hopefully our opponent can't hit 3 more damage out of these things. Okay, so he plays the ninjutsu, but he gains 2, so I don't think... Okay, that might do it. Alright, good game. Good for Dimir Rogues. In competition, standard is fierce. I like to see Dimir Rogues having a good game there. Very nice. They played a lot of things that we couldn't block, and then they got in those last bits of damage by trading out those little hard-to-block creatures for more damaging ones. Okay, we've got a Cameo of Transients and a Jukai. I think we're going to take it because at least we have access to a nice mana base if it comes into play tapped. We are going to be improving to this deck in the coming weeks because well, I feel like each dual land, each overgrown farmland that we get is going to, it's got to improve the overall win rate to the deck by whatever percentage. Just added our first overgrown farmland recently. Feel good about that. Plains, we're gonna start playing things, Cameo Transients. Next turn I feel like I'll just play Jukai and drop a Blossoming Sands. Unless I get a forest, then I'll drop that so I can have Tamio's safekeeping up. I'd let them kill the Cameo of Transients because we can get it back. What's this? Oh, okay, so if I block that, then he kills me. Unless they kill me. You know what, I'll keep it for now. Because I have a lifelinker in my hand. Although I think they'll kill the Jukai Naturalist if I just play it, so I wonder if I should wait a turn. Okay, yeah. I'm playing. That's actually beautiful that I got that. Okay. Jukai Naturalist. You get a counter. I think we'll attack. We're gonna take that once again. Because we have a lifelinker. And you see we have 2 Michiko's Ring of Truth. That's pretty good. That's okay, well, that'll do it. For x equals 2. Alright. And he's going to give -1/-1 to the transients. Yep, but we're gonna get that counter transients back because the Jukai Naturalist is an enchantment that got killed. Alright, yep, we'll take that back. Yep. Okay. Okay, Blossoming Sands, it's gonna be Generous Visitor Cami of... I figured I would play both Michikos, even though they would be much more potent if I even had 1 enchantment out to begin with, instead of 0 enchantments before I played the first one. I want to get them started towards becoming creatures as soon as possible, because, yeah, I feel like it's not going to be all good here. I think we want to keep that, because he's exiling it. I think we'll keep it. So it can come back from the graveyard, but it can't come back from exile. That's a good ability. We're going to kill that thing, because that's a lot of card draw. That is lethal, so he has to block. He'll probably block the Generous Visitor, I'd imagine. He'll go down to 2 life. I'll go down to 15. Does he gain life? I forgot. Yeah, I lose 1, okay. Okay, next turn we don't get the +1 bonuses, but they do come in as creatures. There'll be 3 3s. That's alright. Hopefully something here survives. The cameo transients is big, so he probably has to deal with this first. Okay, he's going to. That's gonna happen. But the generous visitor lets us give anyone a +1/+1 counter, so that's gonna be nice with our portrait of Michigos that are gonna come in because they're not that big yet. So this Spirited Companion here will really help overall because +1/+1 from him, and we'll have a counter to distribute. I guess we'll put it on the visitor itself, so that way we can attack with it and keep some nice pressure up. They have a 2/2 token out, so hopefully we can draw another enchantment. I'm going to put it on the nearest visitor. Let's see. I think we're going to keep that in our hand for now. Because it's not, he's going to block either way. We can't give it trample, so let's keep it in our hand. Yeah, I don't think we need to play that right now. I think if you can get away with not showing your opponent your last
Envy the
card,
strong, for they
you know,
consume the weak.
I think that
I
helps.
will
That
cull the
can't
weak.
do anything but help your cause. So I like to keep a card in my hand if possible. Even if it was, for example, a basic land, I would have kept it in my hand instead of playing because I don't want to show my opponent, like, hey, I'm out of plays, I can't do anything. You know, it's do whatever you want. It's smooth sailing. Just letting you know, the coast is completely clear. You never want your opponent to know that if you can help it. Okay, let's see. Our opponent has a bunch of stuff. We don't have anything with trample, so I'm going to play the Weaver of Harmony. Okay. We have a lot of things to attack with. We're going to okay. Good game, opponent. Alright, that's nice because we finally got a victory. We suffered 2 defeats before we got it, but there it is. We didn't go all the way down Diamond 4, which has been happening. Now that I've gotten to Diamond, I get to about Diamond 3, nearly Diamond 2, maybe not, maybe just the start of Diamond 3, and then I get knocked back down to Diamond 4. It isn't all smooth sailing out here. Diamond is a contentious bracket, man. So thank you for tuning in to this episode. We didn't play Blue Mech Titan today. We'll play that again soon. We played Selesnya Enchantments. With a focus on Hallowed Haunting and using Weaver of Harmony to double either the draw effect of Rune of Might, Spirit of Companion, or to double the effect of Borrowed Time, that's a nasty one, or Hallowed Haunting. So if you could leave a like, comment, if you could subscribe, that helps me, that lets me know there's people out there that like what I'm doing. That is encouraging. So I would very much appreciate anything. Thank you for tuning in this time. I look forward to playing again soon. I'm not sure which one I'll play, but hopefully either way we'll have some good games out of it. So take care and see you next time.